Civil rights activists were quick to get involved following the death of Michael Brown. Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton at the forefront, calling for protests and federal investigations. But where are they now is one of the questions that's raised. We understand that Al Sharpton is on his way to Ferguson. He will do a news conference at noon today with the family. But our own Juan Williams, in a very insightful op-ed this morning, asks this question. Where is the black leadership now that a grand jury has decided not to indict the police officer that killed Michael Brown? Where is Al Sharpton? He advertises himself as a spokesman for the best interests of black America, but he is absent. Where is Jesse Jackson, another popular media personality who says that he speaks for black America? He is missing in action too, and Juan will address all of the things that he raised in that in just a moment. But David Webb is on the ground in Ferguson right now. He's a radio talk show host and Fox News contributor, and Juan joins us as well, as you can see. So David, I want to start with you this morning. What did you witness last night, and what can you tell us about who was out there perpetrating these crimes?
Yeah, Martha, excuse me, I'm a little hoarse from some of the tear gas last night. One of the things that has come out this morning is that as of the 60 reported arrests, only 2 were from outside Ferguson, so diametrically opposed to what happened in August when there were first 173 arrests with only 3 from Ferguson. These were residents of Ferguson committing these crimes. At that point, they've gone beyond protesters. I witnessed not only the initial shots were there that were close to us down by the police station, but as we drove away down South Florissant, I could see people breaking windows, looting, running out of stores. It was a mad scramble. It was no longer, and frankly, for a lot of them, never had been about Michael Brown, but it had been the people that were stirred up by Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and others who simply are there for the, as you call it, they advertise themselves, but it's a bait and switch on the black community to think that they in any way really represent the best interests of solutions.
Juan, you said as much in a different way in your piece that you wrote. We know now that Al Sharpton's on his way down there, but I think when you said that he was absent, you meant more than that. What did you mean?
Oh, yeah, I mean that in terms of leadership, in terms of vision, in terms of inspiring people to move away from the violence and move towards some kind of constructive product could come out of this very upsetting time. You know, the grand jury decision, I think, clearly left a lot of people unsatisfied. There's a dead young man, even if he was thuggish or whatever you want to do, shot 6 times. But the grand jury seems to have followed the law, and we have to follow the law in this country. So how do you make something good come out of it? Well, where is Al Sharpton? Absent. Where is Jesse Jackson? You know, now that you need leadership on the ground, being constructive, productive, I don't see it. And when you look for leadership, incredibly, it comes from the father and the mother of the dead boy. They're the ones that say, let's not just make noise, let's make a difference. There I'm paraphrasing what they said in a statement. You see leadership from the people, some of the young people on the ground in Ferguson who've been trying to organize in terms of churches, community meetings and the like, but you don't see it from these people who run around on the media advertising themselves as the great civil rights leaders. I think it's just, I think, revealing, very revealing, Martha.
You know, I think when you look at last night, we could have seen these people on the ground marching, you know, in front of the peaceful protesters, encouraging the rest of these looters and these criminals that were out there last night to put their heart in the right place and to make a difference. We may see that today. The president also said, Juan, and I want to stay with you for a second here, that, you know, he may go there. Do you think that's a good idea?
I don't know yet. I mean, we don't know what's to come, what the environment would be like today. I'm sure David might be able to help us. But again, I think you need people there who are making a clear point that what is the desirable outcome for the black community is not tearing up the black community, because a lot of these people who are taking advantage of this moment are not going to be involved in repairing that community, restoring property values and stores and getting children to school, things that enhance our lives. Not going to happen. You need people there who say, how can we channel this to some productive end? And in the absence of leadership, maybe President Obama would help. I'm struck by what the parents said about, let's get body cameras on the police. Let's have more political involvement. That's, to me, productive.
Let me get back to David Webb here. In terms of what happens next, what needs to happen next, David?
Well, Juan just started the path on what needs to happen next, Martha, and it goes back to leadership, but that leadership has to come from the community, from the families that are raising these children. We can talk about the issues after the shooting happens. What happened before that? Who is Michael Brown? Who are the other youth in this community and the other adults, as they're not all young, that are causing these problems? And the other part of this leadership, which aggravates me and frankly should aggravate Americans, is that we seem to have given away our voice and our actions to these purported race grievance industry leaders like Al Sharpton and Jackson, and the social engineering constructs being ginned up by Eric Holder and others. Those don't solve the problems. The problems are solved with education. It's solved with opportunity. To everyone who looted and to the residents of Ferguson, let me ask this question. When you need to go to work this morning in those businesses or to open your business, because these are mostly residents, as I've anecdotally seen and interviewed, that work and live there, where is your business? What has happened in your community? Who are your neighbors that are doing this? 21,000 people in this town. They're not represented by these people, but they know. Somebody knows who they are. Hold them accountable. Hold your community accountable. This is something that's not limited to black, but here it has been turned into a black-white dynamic. The reality is you got a bad situation where Michael Brown got into a fight with a cop. When you do that, black or white, it doesn't matter. That's the accident of your birth. When that happens, you change the dynamic.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. It should not matter whether the officer or the boy who was killed are black or white in the way that we look at this situation. And it shouldn't matter if you own a store. You shouldn't be the one who has to pay for this situation either, as they are today. Gentlemen, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
Juan and
Martha.
David, good to have you with us today. Many thanks.